Hey, take a look around you for a second. That room you're in, the office you might be at, your favorite coffee shop, none of it just appeared, right? It's actually the final product of an incredibly complex and honestly fascinating process.
So, how does a sketch on a napkin actually transform into this towering structure of steel and glass? Well, it's all thanks to this kind of hidden network of people, materials, and information that we call the construction supply chain. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how it all works. All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll nail down what this huge network even is. Then, we'll walk through the 5 key steps of pretty much any project. After that, we'll get into the real stuff, the common challenges that cause all those delays, explore the seriously smart solutions fixing them, and then we'll see it all come together in a modern hospital project. Okay, so what exactly is this invisible engine that turns a blueprint into a building? Let's dive in and unpack the fundamental concept that makes our entire built world possible.
So, what is the construction supply chain? It's so much more than just a bunch of trucks delivering bricks. Think of it like a massive temporary team that's assembled for one specific job. You've got the client with the dream, the architect sketching it out, the steel manufacturer forging the skeleton, the electrician wiring it all for life, all the way to the facilities manager who keeps it running years after the construction crew has packed up and gone home.
This comparison right here really gets to the heart of why construction is so incredibly challenging. Think about it. A car factory makes thousands of identical cars in a perfectly controlled indoor environment. But a construction site, you're building a one-of-a-kind product, outside, in the elements, while trying to coordinate dozens of totally separate companies. Every single project is basically a prototype, which just makes it inherently risky and super complex. So how in the world do you manage all that complexity? Well, you follow a proven process. Let's walk through the 5 core stages that take a building from just a dream to an actual physical reality. Every single project, doesn't matter if it's a small house or a gigantic stadium, follows this fundamental path. We're going to break down each one, starting right at the beginning with the blueprint. It all starts with a simple idea, right? A client has a need, they have a budget. Then architects and engineers get to work translating that vision into detailed plans. And this stage is absolutely critical because a decision made right here, like say choosing to build with prefabricated modules instead of traditional brick, that's going to create a massive ripple effect down the line, changing everything from who you hire to the timeline for the on-site assembly. Okay, think of this stage as a massive, high-stakes shopping trip. The project team basically sends out the plans, and then contractors and suppliers bid for the work. But it is not just about finding the lowest price. They're looking at quality, reliability, even sustainability before they lock everything down with contracts. Now, while all that procurement is happening, factories all over the world are busy making the parts. Steel is being forged, windows are being assembled, insulation is being produced, and this all has to be coordinated perfectly for what's called just-in-time delivery. It's this incredible logistical ballet to get materials to the site exactly when they're needed, not a moment sooner, not a moment later. And here it is, the stage we all actually see. The cranes in the sky, the scaffolding, that buzz of activity. The main contractor is basically the orchestra conductor here, coordinating all the different subcontractors. You got the electricians, the plumbers, the roofers, making sure every single piece of the puzzle gets assembled in exactly the right sequence. And finally, the building is complete. But the job isn't done, not even close. All the systems, like heating and ventilation, have to be tested and commissioned. Then it's handed over to the client and the facilities managers who are going to operate and maintain it for decades. The data from how it performs provides this vital feedback loop that helps make the next project even better. But of course, in the real world, this neat little 5-step process is rarely that simple. It's an industry that is just filled with unique challenges that can cause some major problems. The single biggest issue is fragmentation. You literally have dozens of separate companies all trying to work together on one temporary project. And when communication breaks down, which it often does, you get mistakes. Add in things like global supply chain disruptions and constant pressure to be more sustainable, and you've got the perfect recipe for the delays and cost overruns the industry is kind of famous for. It's why that new apartment building in your neighborhood can sometimes feel like it's taking forever to finish. And the impact is just huge. Look at this data. A staggering 45% of project overruns are caused by poor coordination alone. That tells you everything, doesn't it? The problem isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter and communicating a whole lot better.
So, how do we fix this? Well, the industry is in the middle of a digital revolution, adopting some incredible new technologies and methods to seal those cracks in the foundation for good. I mean, you can see this massive shift happening right across the board. We're moving from siloed paper plans that nobody shares to shared 3D models, from weather-dependent on-site work to controlled off-site manufacturing, from reactive repairs after something breaks to predictive maintenance. Let's take a closer look at two of the biggest game changers. First up is BIM, or Building Information Modeling. Now, this is not just a pretty 3D picture. It's an intelligent, data-rich digital model of the entire building. Everybody, the architect, the engineer, the steel supplier, they all work on the very same model. This means you can spot clashes, like where a pipe is going to hit a beam, before a single shovel ever hits the ground. It saves an immense amount of time and money. And next up, we've got the digital twin. This basically takes that BIM model and brings it to life. So, after construction, the model gets connected to sensors in the real building, creating a live virtual replica. It can predict when a ventilation system might fail or optimize energy use in real time. It's kind of like having a live, constantly updating instruction manual for your building. So what does all of this cool innovation actually look like in practice? Let's trace the journey of a new, modern hospital to see how all these ideas really come together. Okay, so from day one, the design is created in a shared bin model. While that's happening, components are being manufactured all over the world. Steel from Wales, facade panels from Germany, and it's all being tracked digitally. They arrive on site just in time, ready for assembly, and after completion, that BIM model becomes a digital twin, helping the hospital run efficiently and safely for its entire lifespan. It's really the whole process, but smarter. So the journey from a simple idea to a massive skyscraper is becoming smarter, faster, and way more integrated. By embracing technology and new ways of working, the construction industry isn't just putting up structures anymore. It's laying the foundation for a more efficient, sustainable, and resilient future. The only question is, what are we going to build next?